What's YouTube, you know it's Prevent%, yo what's up and welcome back to another video, this time in FIFA 17 career mode video, because there have been some pictures up on the internet and EA has released a few pictures of the career mode. So we're gonna talk about the pictures and what I think FIFA 17 will be, if it's gonna be great or shit, I don't know. But yeah, the first picture we see here is where you choose your team as Real Madrid. You got you got 5 different expectations from the board: domestic success, continental success, brand exposure, financial, and youth development. And each of these categories contains a mix of short and long-term objectives designed to give managers deep challenges to focus on beyond the routine business of transfers and matches. So, for example, the domestic success, that's a short term. So, for example, in Real Madrid's case, win the La Liga and the Spanish Cup. It says critical here, so I guess it's number 1 is critical, number 2 is high, 3 should be medium, and then 4 low. So you should really have domestic success with Real Madrid if you choose Real Madrid in your FIFA 17 career mode. But then again, when Foothead got the chance to play the career mode, they said the board don't necessarily expect you to win all the domestic competitions, but the target was there nonetheless. So you might get a way of not winning the league or the Spanish Cup, whatever league you play in, you know. Then we have continental success. That's a long term, because that is the Champions League. For example, win the Champions Cup within 4 seasons. So you got a few seasons to win it, and that is critical. So if you haven't won it in 4 seasons, yeah, you might get sacked, I don't know. But for Real Madrid, that is only for 2 seasons, I believe, because yeah, you can see that we win the Champions Cup. So yeah, within 2 seasons. But all these critical high, low, medium will change depending on which team you decide to use. If you play like Stoke, you're not going to have critical on your continental success, because you're not going to win the Champions League within the first 2 or 4 seasons. So it might be medium or even low. But yeah, but then you have a cool new feature, brand exposure, and that's a short term as well. It could be, for example, achieve £1 million in shirt sales. So how would you do that? Maybe buy a new player? Well, that's a deal with Ibra. They bought Ibra and the shirt sale just raised, man. So that's how you get brand exposure. And maybe even when you decide to participate in pre-season tournaments, you may be playing Asia, then you expose your brand in the Asian country. Maybe when you sign a Asian player, for example Okazaki, Kagawa, I mean, they are the biggest player in their countries, and of course the people from their country going to follow their players in the Bundesliga or Premier League, and yeah, you got exposure from that countries just sign them players. So that is pretty cool. And Foothead also says signing big name players make this one a breeze as Man United in the new finance data. You can see who your top 3 shot sellers were. So his were Pogba as number 1, Ibra as number 2, and Mkhitaryan as number 3. So that's pretty cool if you can see that. That's something that really makes FIFA career mode a bit more realistic. And then we have youth development, a short term as well. It could be grow 2 academy players up by 5 or 10 overall, and then play them for like 5 games, and then you will succeed your goals for the youth development. But that is pretty cool as well, because you don't really do anything with your youth players now in FIFA career mode, in FIFA 16 career modes. You only sign if you have a good potential overall skills, but other than that, I never used them that much. But now you have to use them more, because if you don't, you won't reach your goals, and who knows, you might get sacked or something like that. But that is pretty cool feature to have in FIFA 17. And they also said that substitute appearances count towards the 5 match objectives, so you don't have to start 5 matches. You can bring them on later on. You could basically give them 10 minutes of playtime in 5 matches and you still meet the objective. So yeah, but it's pretty cool, man. And then we have financial, also short term. So for Real Madrid it's low, because yeah, Real Madrid they already have a lot of money, so they don't really need it. But for example, it could be sign one of the best players in the world, so no trouble when you are Real Madrid. The guy from Foothead said he spent 70 million on Pogba to complete that goal. So yeah, in FIFA 17 you could buy Ronaldo to Man United, and you probably complete that target. That's something that EA haven't had in FIFA, and it's pretty cool to make it more realistic. I'm really looking forward to FIFA 17 because FIFA 16 has been dead for a few months now, and of course depending on what team you are, these critical objectives or high medium priorities will change. So as I said before, if you are Stoke, then you probably won't have a critical of winning the domestic success or continental success, so it's a bit realistic as well that we like. But then you can also see a bit background history of the club you're choosing to play with. For example, Real Madrid established in 1902, and you can see when they won their first Spanish Cup, how many titles they have in the league, stuff like that. And transfer budget of $99 million, well 99.5, and then club worth is $3.1 billion. That's pretty cool to see. And then of course the home and away kits, and they are playing at the Santiago Bernabeu. And of course you have to achieve these goals to keep your managerial popularity rating on the target. So because you will have a rating for your managerial task, man, or whatever you do. Maybe a goal of 85, then you should do these tasks: domestic success, continental success, brand exposure, financial, youth development, to grow your managerial rating as well. So not only win the league, Champions League, but you need to improve as a manager. As we can see here, manager popularity rating is 80, so for now it's on target. And in FIFA 17 career mode, we also get introduced to club worth. So this is a big thing, man, because you've never seen it before in FIFA. So here you can see your sources of income and expenses, and you'll be able to see a detailed breakdown of your income from transfers, from player loans, matchday revenue, media, merchandising. And going back to merchandising a bit later, because that is an interesting point, man. And you can also see your outgoings on players and scout wages, youth facilities, stadium maintenance, and travel will also be visible to you in the finances menu. So all this will help us to keep your finances in check, and a must for every modern football club. But yeah, as you see on this screenshot right here, expenses $40 million. I don't know, maybe it's a monthly expense or something like that, I don't know. And then earnings $40 million as well, and made a profit of 334k. So yeah, maybe it's just a weekly profit, because Real Madrid, they have a pretty darn good income and profit rate. Maybe even it's a profit per day. No, I don't think so. More likely a profit per week. Then you can see club worth $3.2 billion projection, getting 3.2 million as well. Billion, my bad. And then you can see our earnings, 33 million from transfers, so that guy sold the player. And then merchandising, 7.9. merchandising, that's a really good feature to have in FIFA now, because I don't know how it would work, but maybe from shirt sales or stuff like that, or having as I said, Asian players play for your club, that will bring more merchandise to your club as well, because you know Asian people, they are crazy on merchandise and stuff like that, buying jerseys, buying cups, mugs, scarves, anything, man. But that was pretty cool feature. And then expenses on transfer, 34 million, so we sold a player. And player wages is actually lower than merchandising. I don't know if that is accurate, but if it is, then damn, that's a good deal for Real Madrid, man. Bring in more merchandising than they have on player wages, so that's good. They are making a profit. But yeah, I really like this feature, because I think it was FIFA 11 or 12 or something like that, then when you could choose your sponsorship, and depending on one you picked, you got an amount of money. Almost the same in FIFA 17 now, but I really missed that feature. I don't know why they got rid of that feature, but it was pretty cool. But now you have a full overview of different finances as ticket sales and stuff like that. But the big disappointing is that you can't change your ticket price, but that would be a very good thing to have in FIFA, and a more realistic thing. But nah, you can't do it. Hopefully they will improve that into FIFA 18. And now when you start a new career mode in FIFA 17, you will be required to select the full manager as your in-game avatar. For example, you could choose Ranieri, Wenger, Mourinho, Conte, you name it. And you will also be able to see them when you play games on the touchlines in career mode in the Premier League. So yeah, that's pretty cool actually. You can be more interactive in the game when you play it, and the manager's pictures are available in high resolution. There are only 11 fixed presets to choose from, so you can't do your own manager like in the Virtual Pro. So you can't change the facial sculpting, you can't change the skin tone, the hair color. That's a big letdown. So unless you don't look like Jose Mourinho or Wenger, yeah, you can't really do anything about your manager. But you can choose if you want your manager to wear a tie or a suit or a tracksuit, but other than that you can't really change anything for your manager. And then we have a picture of Gamba Osaka. So they have a new league in FIFA 17, the Japanese league, and you can see here, if you compare it to the Madrid board expectations, they have changed now because domestic success is high, but then continental success is medium, brand exposure is medium, financial is low, and youth development is low. And you can see their transfer budget is $6 million and club wealth is $17 million, and they don't have a real stadium in FIFA 17, but they will have their home kits and away kits, so it's still an improvement. And you can see a bit of history of Osaka as well, established 1980 and stuff like that. We crowned champions 2 times and they won the domestic cup on 5 occasions, so that's a pretty cool feature. You can see a bit history of the club you decide to play. But yeah, that's it for the things you could expect from FIFA 17 and things that have changed from FIFA 16 to FIFA 17, so that's pretty good. And they do put a little bit more effort into FIFA 17 than they did in FIFA 16, and things that haven't changed from FIFA 16 to FIFA 17, which is a big letdown, is the player training is pretty much the same, but with a few more new skill gains. But press conference are the same, match simulation are the same, play conversations are the same. So I would really like to interact with the player more, maybe given the option to answer them in a different way. If a player comes up to you and said, I would like a bit more playtime, boss, and then you could press X or square, for example, answer. If you press X, that will answer him in, okay, I hear you, but as things look right now, I won't have you in my first lineup, but I will give you a chance in the second match. Or if you press square, I mean, okay, I will give you a spot in the next match, something like that, a bit more realistic. Yeah, you should really listen to me right now, but that would be awesome. Youth Academy is the same, team management is the same, no new player roles or tactical options, global transfer network is the same, pre-season tournaments are the same. I don't really play tournaments now. I did when FIFA 16 just got released, but then it got quite boring and I just want to go into the season as fast as possible. Then squad report is the same, news are the same, menus are exactly the same, transfer are the same as well. But other than that, let me know your opinions about these features in FIFA 17 and which feature you are missing out on, which you would love to have seen in FIFA 17. But yeah, that's me for this video. Leave a like if you like it, subscribe if you're new, and that would be awesome. And yeah, this is me boy Fulham. Until next time, peace!